I was about 4 years old. I remember it as plain as day, like it happened yesterday. My mom and my cousin and I, she separated us because we were kind of fighting, and she put us on a step, and she was right in the middle. She decided to read a book, a Peter Pan, and I was to the left of her, and then my cousin was to the right of her. And all of a sudden, this insect landed on my pinky finger, and it had wings, and I didn't know what it was, because I was really little. So, so I remember rubbing my finger, and it started swelling bigger and bigger. And I told my mom, it really, really hurt, really, really bad, and it started swelling. And she goes, "Okay, let's go in the house, and I'll put some ointment on it. And it'll feel better." And so she put me on the counter, and all of a sudden, she was putting the ointment, and I just went, "Ouch." And then I separated from my body, and I could see myself looking at my mom, and I was like, "Okay, but I'm asleep. That doesn't make sense, right?" So then I saw her take my body and rush to the car with my dad. My dad was outside because we lived in the wine country, and we're way out in the middle of nowhere. And so they drove me frantically to the hospital, and it was about 20 minutes away from town. And so it was a small hospital because it was like in the town of Lodi. And I remember being outside of myself, looking down in the car, like I was following the car, like out of my body. I was in two places at once, and I could see myself, but it was almost like I look at myself in the car, and then I'd go out, and I was like, "Why am I flying?" I didn't understand what was going on, but I felt the sense of being like carried like an orb in a way, but orb of light. And it was just like a pair of eyes, like the goggles. And then I was going across, and then all the telephone poles going through everything. So anyway, so I remember getting the hospital, and I was following my parents. I thought that was really curious. I saw my body, and it was like I felt um, like so much light. Like I felt the light. I was hearing like this noise, almost like like I don't know. It was just like a silence, but yet something like color. It felt like color to me or something. But anyway, so I remember them taking me into the hallway, but I was still observing from far away, and I saw these faceless beings, like they were looking at me in this hallway, but I could see all this light, and they were calling my name, but I can remember that I could step into this light if I wanted to. And then one of them said, "It's not time for you to step in the light yet, but if you choose to, you can." And I had that choice if I wanted to go or if I wanted to stay. And I kept looking at myself because I was on the hospital bed, like the gurney where they were working on me. And I remember saying to myself, "Okay." So I trusted these beings, but I didn't know exactly who they were, but I could hear their voices. They were very soft and soothing. But I remember the light was like this big, enormous light outside of myself. So, and it looked so, I felt so good, like so much love penetrating my face, and, but I should say my eyes, because I was just consciousness. So anyway, I kept looking at my body, and the doctors were talking about giving me a shot, and they're trying to revive me. I saw nurses trying to revive me, and but they weren't getting anything. So when they gave me the shot, I all of a sudden went, right into my body, and then I woke up, and I was very like, "Whoa, what happened?" And then, but I could still see the light. It was still present though in the room, and I still saw the faceless angels, even though I was in my body. And but I couldn't explain it, you know what I mean? But I felt the sense of peace still after.